Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Dr. Sainath, for once again, your presence and organizing this presentation. It's a great privilege and an opportunity to always meet you. And we are basically the leading award-winning EdTech company. That's a small introduction of ourselves. We enable innovation and incubation with digital technologies because that is what is the future today. And you can really reimagine the future of your smartphone. You can reimagine what your smartphone will be like, the new avatar. So we transform your smartphone into a digital incubator. So that's the new revolution, that we bring in, because you've seen the evolution of smartphone into various things in the past, but this latest is the digital incubator. And we call it integrated digital incubator and the accelerator. In short form, it is called IDIA. It's called IDIA, the idea with the I, right? So to accelerate the breakthrough innovations and the startups. IDEA basically broadens your perspective, from the lab is my world to the world is my lab. That is a new thinking process. The lab is my world was about the closed innovation, while the world is my lab is basically about the open innovation. So this idea, basically, you can infuse your smartphone or any kind of a digital device, a laptop or a PC, whatever, with the most innovative brain. That is something, so that empowers every student to have the most innovative brain, in their digital device. It is integrated, for skills, for innovations, and for startups. So that is the beauty of the product. As Vedic and we were discussing that, in today's world, it is very important for a person to become an intrapreneur, first of all, because without that, there are no jobs, and that needs innovation skills. But then later on, is about innovations and the startups. So that is a very important part. How do you also, develop the latest skills? So we provide cutting edge tools to the students, with the idea, so that they can start, they can build, and they can scale their startup models. The idea basically enables people to quickly discover the big opportunities on the world's largest open innovation network, and uh, commercialize the new applications of the emerging technologies, because it completely updates you on a daily basis, and you can partner with the technology providers as well. The most important thing that idea does it basically connection, collaboration, and co-creation with the industry. So the largest industry network is present on this digital incubator, so that the students can scale up much faster with their support, with the support of the innovation ecosystem partners. I hope my screen is visible, Vedic, and I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so that is the whole idea that we have. Instead of silos, you basically grow much faster at an exponential pace with the innovation ecosystem partners. The other very big advantage is to get many more funding options, not just one. You're provided with many more funding options from the corporates and the corporate accelerators, and for whom, basically, to empower the tech savvy generation, with the global innovation ecosystem at their fingertips. This is the generation which does not want to read or write. They are completely hooked up to their smartphones or any kind of a digital device. So how do we ensure that we take, the best advantage of this tech savvy generation that is there, by providing them these tools? And of course, as I said, the NISP, NEP, and ARIA, they want you to democratize innovation and entrepreneurship today. It is not just confined to a e-cell or, an innovation cell, or just about an incubation department. Uh, I mean, there are marks for how have you created the enabling infrastructure, to democratize, because without democratization, there are no good jobs as well. So that is what the platform is, something that we have. So you can actually begin. I mean, let us say you have 10,000 students at your campus today, and you have to really build the innovation mindsets and the entrepreneurial mindsets, or the startup mindsets of the people. How do you do that? So leverage the power of the technologies, and it's available on a cloud, so anybody can access once they have the access passwords and things like that. So you can begin a new startup revolution with this digital incubators. Now, when it comes to the tools, I think the most important tool that we provide to them uh, is called the World Innovation Network. That is a very important tool. And the second tool that we provide to them is called the 3D idea generators. This I don't know where is that World Innovation Network. Just let me see that. But no worries. I will just give you the introduction of that World Innovation Network tool also. And the second tool I wanted to find out. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is here. Yeah. So basically, the idea has got six powerful tools. Platform, which is I win, ideate, I start, I research, I assess, and I present. These are the six very important tools that we provide. And the most important of that is I win, which is the integrated World Innovation Network app. You can explore the global marketplace for the endless opportunities here. So that is the power of the package, and it connects the innovation seekers with the innovation providers. Most importantly, this has got the latest multi-stakeholders, which consists of corporate venturing companies, corporate accelerators, the co-innovation centers, and the innovation markets. So this is a very, very important tool for open innovation, which has become the new model. The next what we provide is called Ideate, which is the set of 3D idea generators, basically for developing the cognitive flexibility in the students, developing their creative mindsets, and of course, generating the out of the box ideas in a flash. So this is a very important tool, the Rubik's Cube of innovation. I'll show you the presentation later on about it, but that is what the tool is. The third is called the iStart. iStart is a most valuable asset. The set of 100 mind maps, the guided mind maps are provided to the students so that they can convert their revolutionary ideas into the revolutionary innovations. These mind maps, they have the idea pointers. It allows the students to navigate their mind to market journey and multiple ideas on every click. That is the beauty of the package. I mean, you just click on one idea and you get multiple options. Which one do you want to choose? So one of the most robust kind of an ideation platform which transforms the evolutionary ideas into the revolutionary innovations or the business models, which is so important for the students today. The next is called the iResearch. It is the bank of 1,000 futuristic ideas for the technology startups. So the students can pick up the high potential ideas from there and create a pipeline of the tech startups. So discover your new breakthroughs in a flash. Now, there are millions of data points, so we have already done a research, curated research from the millions of data points available, on a click of a button. So develop the technology startups. ISS is the innovation assessment tool. So you can assess the power of your idea, whether it will become successful in the future or not. The power of the startups. It also includes corporate assessment. So you can fine tune your startups. I mean, if your startup does not get a good mark, then you can measure, analyze, improve, and evolve into a futuristic kind of a growth oriented startup. So gives them the opportunity to really, test the power of the startup ideas that they have. So whether it is a minimum viable test or the minimum viable product test, or whether it's a minimum marketable product. So this is a very important thing which empowers the students to find out and improve the power of their startups. I present basically is the next tool, the sixth tool, which is called the premium presentations to impact the investors. So it has got the pitch decks, the value canvas, the marketing plans, the GTM, and the industry projects. So very important tool for the students, especially who do not know the presentations, engaging, efficient, clarifying, professional, memorable, and valuable presentations. How can they actually leave a big impression? Now, these are the tools, that we provide. And I will just take you through the tools that we have over here for you to get a much better idea. Now, here is, as I said, everything is connected to our central tool, which is called the guided mind maps. So the guided mind maps, they provide you right from, how do you develop, how do you generate an idea, how do you create a breakthrough innovation, how do you develop a product and a design, which itself is a breakthrough. Let me tell you, our whole focus is basically on breakthroughs. We are not interested in run-of-the-mill innovations. And that is why our interference, that is why we come and say that, we partner with the institutions, because we realize that breakthroughs are extremely important for the next future. The next is about the breakthrough technology startups. The tools empower the students to create new applications of the technologies. The fourth one is doing a competition analysis and a SWOT. Next, business modeling, then go to market, and then fundraising, multiple options, as I said, from the corporate venturing companies and the corporate accelerators, because the traditional venture capitalists, they are under a tremendous pressure because of the last 2 years of the COVID. However, the new generation of the funders have come in, and that's a big opportunity. I'll just showcase to you how it is going to help you. So how do I come up with my next innovative idea? Now imagine that you provided this tool to, let us say for your pre-incubation stages, to so many students in your institution today. You've got 10,000 students. So these guys, as I said, they have got the guided pointers for you, right? So how do you expect the student to come up with an idea? See, every innovation starts either with a challenge or a need. So this is connected to the World Innovation Network. They can go and click over here to see what are the challenges that the world is facing today. So all the innovation challenges are provided. This is our World Innovation Network platform, which we keep on updating from time to time. The students can go and see the challenges depending upon what they're passionate about. Somebody is into FMCG, somebody would be about the World Economic Forum challenges, somebody might be interested to explore the challenges of a particular company. So let us say in a fraction of a second, I can go inside Unilever and find out as to what their challenges are. So these are all challenges that they've already posted in so many domains. Now, if I want to really go and find out the challenge in the waste-free world today, they've got so many challenges out here. And this is what I call as your billion-dollar idea. Now, whether or not I partner with Unilever, but I know that this is the challenge that the world is facing today, a sustainable packaging for the ice cream, for example. Now, this part is extremely important for me to start any kind of an innovation journey. So diversified challenges given from the world. And not only that, the needs. I think more important are the needs of these multinational and the top Indian conglomerates, which have been linked to the World Innovation Network over here. How do I find out the need of automotive, pharma, FMCG, chemical, energy, the global banking, everything? So any kind of an industry that the student, so this is not, this is, for the diversified industries. And I can simply go in, let us say, FMCG, and I can see that this is World Innovation Network, which tells you that there are 36 companies in the FMCG sector, whether it is Estee Lauder or whether it is Kellogg or whether it is, let us say, Nestle or Procter and Gamble. I can go inside these organizations and find out what their needs are. In a fraction of a second, I am here inside the Procter and Gamble innovation ecosystem. So the traditional methods of approaching the companies, for the industry academia are completely outdated now. They don't even like that any kind of an interference should be there in between them. So what about the current needs? And this is what I say that, this is what is open innovation in action. So They've given you so many needs. The fabric care, life lab, oral personal, beauty and grooming, spark plug, home care, packaging innovations. It is endless. But the students have directions at least. They know that this is the need of a multinational company today who will be actually supporting them tomorrow for their innovations also. So it's got double benefits. Not only do you know what the world needs today, but also the fact that in case you are able to come out with a solution, then you know who is going to actually scale that up. So let us say the oral personal and the family care innovations. There are 15 current needs. Now, how will this is what is that $1 billion idea that I'm looking for you. So a simple diaper created $1 billion industry for Procter and Gamble. Right? So innovation is not about a rocket science. It's about knowing the unarticulated, unperceived needs of the customers, because somebody knew that it is the need of the mother at the night to change the nappies. And that became a $1 billion industry. And this is what I say, that these are the very important needs. Now, Vedic talked about his interest in the healthcare, right? So if you want to work on this area, Vedic, you can simply copy this particular need and come on the mind map. You can go back and then problem identification section, simply you have to paste it. Do you get it, Vedic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
So diagnostic technologies for the healthcare. Now you know that while that is your passion, right? Because you told me this is what you're doing your PhD, you're passionate about it. And the need is seeking solutions that enable the consumer to monitor their health, including habits and behaviors, identify areas of concern, and drive good health practices. Now, how important this is for you, Vedic? Because you know that there is a company called Procter and Gamble who will be actually very much keen to partner with you, and they are far better than the traditional venture capitalist companies, because they look not for money, but they look for the solutions. Now, the next thing for you would be to, do a research, and apply your thinking. So what are the causes of the problem? By virtue of the PhD that you are doing, by virtue of the knowledge that you have acquired so far, where exactly is the problem? You can simply expand this. You can simply say that these are the reasons for the ideas. When is the problem occurring? Who are the people? And then how many people are actually affected? Your job is only to expand the guided mind maps. So you can compare it with the Google mind maps. You are never lost. You will always reach your destination. So they guide you with the routes. What should you do next? The next is, of course, for you to think about a creative solution. But what is creativity? How do I guide 10,000 students today? I will need 100 mentors. But today's, as I said, tech-savvy generation, they are very, very comfortable with these kind of tools. So if you ask them, they know that they have to apply, they have to write about their imagination. What do you feel about it? So simply expand. And if you want to know these notes given over here, they keep on guiding them. So to explore the ideas that are unusual, not limited by rules, limitations, and boundaries, they understand the meaning of it, and then they apply, they write about the idea that they have. Vedic, I hope you're understanding, right?
Yes, I'm getting it.
Yeah, so you learn, and then, for example, a student may not know the meaning of divergent thinking, but if he clicks over here, he knows that it is about exploring as many possible alternatives as possible. And then how do I converge? So learning and application was never together. We have integrated that. And they're learning about it, they're applying their ideas. If it is iterative thinking, if it is about what if scenarios, what if we discontinue this? What if we make this virtual? Or what if we mistake proof this? And the best part is, you can write as many ideas, 15, 16, 17 are new ideas that you can insert over here. So very flexible. You can always expand this idea with your ideas. So the students, they are getting absolutely good directions. How are you going to improvise? So creativity has got many parts. I mean, if you see the meaning of improvisation, which is very common in India, which is also called jugaad, so it
Hmm.
says that, how you can use limited resources in the innovative ways, right? This is called jugaad in the Indian language. Now, every aspect of creative thinking has been provided to them, which enables them to come out with some amazing solutions that you cannot imagine. And imagine if you have to train people. Oh my God, it's going to take a lot of efforts and time. So every aspect of the thinking process on the very first mind map is covered. The unconventional thinking, the design thinking, everything that which is associated. Now, this is basically about, uh, let us say, the idea generators. So we provide design thinking along with the idea generators. Let me show you that. So we provide them, as I told you, that we provide them with the innovation rubrics. So this is basically that innovation rubrics that I had mentioned to you. And this is just for design thinking. There are 12 more such cubes for technologies, for processes, for manufacturing, for IT. Now imagine, as you turn this cube 360-degree, it completely gives you a new dimension of thinking. So how is it that I'm going to create a new idea? How do I make something which is new and simpler? Something by combining two different technologies, right? So
Yes.
this is an amazing, cube which creates millions of new permutations and combinations for the ideas. And I can pick up any of the tool over here and actually circle them and say, how do I make something different by combining two different technologies? Or my style can also have the solutions, right? So that the power is basically the number of the permutations and the combinations that you get, and the number of ideas that you can generate very quickly in a flash of a second. And it is programmed for a 20 times of random shuffling. So as the
Okay.
students, the beauty is the students, they play. It is based on gamification methodology. So as the students play, they also are able to create some amazing combinations, because every innovation is nothing but a combination of a two idea. So how do we provide them with that kind of a tool, which creates multiple combinations, and however weird that combination might appear to you today, that happens to be tomorrow's
Yeah,
breakthrough.
Mr. Praveen, just one question.
Yeah,
Uh, we basically threw the cube around. Each cube side seems to be having one keyword which is related to making an innovative product.
right, sir.
Now, let us say I have arrived at this combination. How do you want me to read this now? How would
Correct.
a student want to read this?
Correct. I'll tell you, the student is free to read this and create. First of all, there is one way. You can instead of picking a combination, you can simply pick up one idea. Let me show you. It's a very good question. When we were doing this exercise for Tata Motors, let us say the word sensor was copied and pasted from idea generator. Now the sensor, Tata Motors said that why cannot we have a distance sensor to avoid the accidents? Because many of the accidents happen while overtaking. So they said that the driver overriding system will not allow the driver to tilt the steering, because if the distance is not overtaking worthy. So they copied single ideas and expanded them. There are two ways of doing it, sir. One is single ideas. That is the way the students must start.
Hmm.
Then they also said that there is a seat belt which goes on, above your heart. How the sensor can be inserted so that the pulse rate and the blood pressure can be measured, and if there is something wrong, it can be immediately sent to the nearest of the hospitals to avoid the accidents, because many of the accidents happen when suddenly the drivers become unwell. So these are the and you will be very happy to know that all these technologies were infused by us in Tata Motors, resulting into Tata Motors now claiming to make the safest cars in India. So that was the Vision Zero that we contributed. There are many such. I mean, for example, renewable, when this word came in from an idea generator, they said, how do you harness the wind energy which blows across you when you're driving? Because nobody has thought about that point. So they thought about bringing in the zero drag fans, which they're working with now. That is one way, sir. And the second way is basically for you to create, the combinations. So let us say, the throw away and detach. These are two words. The students can think about it. The technology to detach, for example, I'm going left and right. Technology with the new attributes. So it is basically the students developing that kind of an habit of creating a fusion. Now,
So
self-driven, yeah,
basically what you are doing through the cube is throwing some keywords on them so that they can use combinations of the keywords to
correct.
arrive at a unique solution.
Correct, sir. Now let me show you when the sensor, let us say, stop this and I restart this. Now let us say this uh, pick up that and pick up the line tool. So when we were thinking about this sensor, this word which was copied by Tata Motors and pasted there, you can even paste on the mind map. But how can a sensor, you know, resolve multiple problems?
Hmm.
Right? And how can the sensor actually, be integrated for creating some all-in-one solutions? Can we have the sensor for maximizing the performance of the particular vehicle? What else is the feasible with the sensors? So basically, the students can go all around.
Any
There are
combination, okay.
any combination, sir. There is no hard and fast. That is the beauty of this whole tool. So I can go left, right, center. I can create a new combination of a sensor for creating a new value, for example. Right? I mean, these words, the human brain cannot think like this. It's an artificial brain. Now imagine how many yellow slips will you create? So we
Yeah.
have completely got away by creating those kind of yellow slips. And sensor, how can you have a new value for a sensor, or can we utilize already a sensor which is existing? Now, this is the beauty of the package. Now, how an existing sensor can create the solution. So you can see how I can go horizontal, how I can go vertical, and how I can create now the sensor, how it can make efficient and self-driven object. That is the beauty of the package. Or how can the product be made smarter? The last item that I have over here, you are never short of ideas. And I can tell you, sir, I can go on and on. I can go on and on. And that is the power of the package, that you can always find that, so I certainly, as I am shuffling the cube, my mind is always working on, with new iterations. How will I create those new iterations, for example? Now,
Maybe you can have one keyword which is a central theme and shuffle the others around it.
correct, absolutely. I mean, you start by playing with a single word, then you try to make a combination of two more words, three words. You will develop a habit. Now, the sensor which can be integrated with the software, right? So these are all things that a mind cannot think in a usual way. That is the power of the package that we have. Now, the word sensor and the hybrid solutions, certainly triggers your mind with many new ideas. And the every person who looks at this cube, he looks at this cube with the knowledge which is there in his mind. So when that knowledge and these words, they swap, I think that is where innovations happen. That is where great ideas happen. I mean, Gutenberg, for example, in Germany was having a coin punching machine,
Yeah.
and the wine making presses, the wine making machineries. His winemaking business did not do well, so he combined the two to create the world's first printing press. So innovation is always about a fusion and a combination of a two ideas, and always it will remain so. That is the universal principle of innovation. Whether it is nature, or whether it is science, or whether it is technology. I mean, look at what the mobile phones have become today. So this is what I was trying to tell you, that these idea generators not only will help them to post the single words, but also create the fusion of the words, which is extremely important. So this is what is basically idea generators. So you can, write what do you want to eliminate or adjust or utilize, the technology thinking, innovative ideas. So the outcome of this is good. By the time you have worked on this sheet, this mind map, you are able to come up, with the solutions which are going to make things faster. So this is the outcome that we expect. So how do you think your solutions have made the things faster? You simply write that. And I tell you, no venture capitalist is going to, nobody in this world is going to, you know, see the next process unless they have seen your first process as a scientific process. How have you made the things better, right? How did you simplify the whole thing? What are the challenges that, people will face? Either cheaper, greener. These are the solutions. So you work and expand these ideas. It compels you to do that. And if you have not done that, you will actually do it because you're at your idea validation stage. It'll become very difficult. We don't encourage people to go for the next steps unless they have checked on the 6 factors about the power of their ideas. So what is the desirability of this idea? Is it desirable? Is it a top customer problem? Right? What is the value proposition that we have created? This is very important before the students start even thinking about their next steps. 95% of the startups, they fail, and we wanted to prevent them because they have not done these kind of exercises. If they had done this, I mean, in quality, there is a saying that you do it right first time. Even the startups must do the things right first time. Now, if the value proposition is there, is the customer willing to pay? Have you tested that? Just don't begin with an idea and go to the market. I mean, don't do that. You have to test, you have to start the premise right from the very beginning at an ideation stage itself. And if the customer feedback is excellent and good, it's fine. But if it is an average, then how do you pivot from there? The inability of the startups and the entrepreneurs to pivot, they fall in love with their ideas. But what is the meaning of pivot? Fundamentally changing the directions when the current solutions fail to meet the expectations of the customers.
No.
So a lot of
It's
effort.
actually a major drawback among the young entrepreneurs.
Sorry?
They are,
Yeah.
so one of the major drawbacks among young entrepreneurs. They are
Yes.
very, very reluctant to pivot.
Absolutely, sir. That is what
They're
you will.
very,
Yeah, they're
they're
very
very caught
rigid.
up with their own idea.
Correct. They're very rigid and they don't want to involve the customer. They want to bring the customer at a stage when their POC, when their prototype, when all their things have been done and the customer is not
It's
keen.
not just the customer, Mr. Praveen. Recently, we are experiencing even, the technology part of it and the
Correct.
business model part of it.
Correct.
If it is not fitting, they should learn to pivot and change it.
Absolutely, sir. This
They
is
are
what
very reluctant to do
they
that.
are very reluctant and very rigid. And that is why they fail.
Yeah.
And that is why they don't get the funding. And then they say that we have no support. Sir,
Mm.
this is the most, that is why we have given this aspect in the very first mind map. That if you cannot do this, then you better leave that idea, because that is very important. The next part is the feasibility, the technology feasibility part of it, the actual product design feasibility part of it. We want them to check on the basic idea about
These subloops have all been filled in by you already, sir?
yes,
Like
yes.
product feasibility, design feasibility, technology feasibility.
Everything, sir. This is all already filled in. They have to simply say, is it technologically possible? And with which technology? They have to expand this idea.
Yeah, that's all.
Right.
They have to add, that's all.
Yeah, they have to simply add that. Now,
That is their
viability.
research. That is their
Correct.
research.
That is their research. Now, viability, the first thing is as to, what is my cost? What is my selling price? What is my overhead that I have in my mind? The basic idea he must have. He should not just jump upon that idea straight away. What revenues is it going to bring us? The break-even point. And the very important part is, while some of the students, they do 1, 2, 3, they are not able to figure out about the scalability aspects of it. What is my demographics? What is the market size? The demand and the gaps, my growth potential, my CAGR, and my competitive advantage. Sir, let us not make failed startups. I always tell people that it is very good to be there on that journey, but create something which is extremely important in terms of sustainability aspects, the compatibility aspects. Is it compatible with the present and the future? With technology trends, for example, the electrical vehicles are suddenly become very trendy. And so what is going to happen to mechanical cars? Am I jumping into that area which is declining? So or is it a growing area? Now here itself, I can assess the power of my idea, and I can go and click over here to see how that idea is relevant in today's context. So the software over here, it immediately makes this graph, and a hypothetical case has been given over here where a student has got about 54 marks for this idea, which says that high risk and it needs a lot of improvement. But why there are risks over here? Because it is not environment friendly. So how do I make this environment friendly? So from my low score of the environment friendliness, I need to make it moderate or high. The moment I make this, and then it says the customer feedback has been average customer feedback, which says that I need to improve upon my product and make it excellent. My profitability aspects are extremely low, so I need to make at least moderate to make it a thinkable startup. And I can see that from average I become 69, which is a good. That says that there are good chances of success. But we say that you have to arrive at this excellence so that you make a big impact. We don't want quantitative startups. So this particular analysis, it enables, in case they have not scored well, how to generate the power of their ideas, or how to assess the power of their multiple ideas and all that. So very important, the first mind map itself, it not only gives you the solutions, the innovations, but also tells you whether this is going to be the right idea for you to move to the next step. The second mind map talks about, and then, over here itself, we have inserted another mind map that if you have an idea and if you think that it is really good and scored very well, how do you crack the code of a breakthrough innovation? How do you make it a breakthrough? Because that is what the world is seeking today. That is what every investor is seeking today. So there are 10 pointers, which guides everyone, including the faculty, as to how do you create a breakthrough innovation. How do you focus on the unmet customer needs? Because we see students entering into the same tight markets. There are no blue oceans. So is it an unmet need, an unperceived, unarticulated needs? How do we anticipate the weak signals and the future trends? Like Toyota anticipated the oil crisis, which still remains, and they created a Prius. Create values above the industry norms. And if you want to learn more about it, you can always learn. So it gives you the examples how Tesla created 1,000 kilometers electric charge, whereas the standard norm was 300 kilometers. So the rule is that multiply the standard value by n, or divide the standard industry cost by n. So the idea is to guide the students at every step. Now, if it is about design innovations, the next is for them to actually translate that product into the physical form. How will they create a design? How will they come up with the new ideas, which are there? These are all given over there, connected with the World Innovation Network, design linkages, the design competitions. But then what exactly is the meaning of combine? Now you can relate when they're playing with that idea generator, and you can see, how they can combine new products, processes, technologies, materials, and chemicals. All these are already expanded. Eliminate. And the beauty is that you can always put another idea over here, your sixth idea. We are not restricting you. So how do we eliminate the scarce materials, the expensive parts? And the tech-savvy generation today, they know what to do with this. And they know that this has got to be expanded. Once you tell them this is what it is, and they're very fast. So they don't want to read, they don't want to write. But yes, you give them these tools. How do I adjust within the available space? And every principle of a design thinking is provided over here. So makes things absolutely easy and with proper directions. Our students have been lacking directions, and mentors, they find it very, very difficult when it comes to, let us say, so many number of students. And the pressures which are there today, the skills that the students are going to be developing, so the inventive, advanced design thinking. Now, these are all already expanded with the examples. You can give the projects to your students. What is the project on segmentation, for example? So divide the object into parts. And the example is IKEA. So they stimulate their thinking, And their project is, what is your design concept based on this principle? Can you imagine in your pre-incubation stages, the kind of quality of ideas that the students are going to be generating for their design thinking? Taking out or extraction is another one. So how do you extract the disturbing part of the property of an object? The example that we have given over here is removing the wheels of a truck to create a shipping container. If these students are guided with these kind of ideas and they stimulate their mind, they will be up with some amazing concepts. So there are 40 such principles, the principles of local quality, and so many other principles which can create the new breakthroughs. Technology applications and creating the new applications of the emerging technologies today. Without this, there is no innovation. But I tell you, you ask a student about a new idea on a drone mind map, for a drone technology, and tell him that this is what your mind map is, which is typically a blank mind mapping template. I've seen even the best of the executives failing.
Yeah.
They cannot generate, they cannot think about an idea if you give them
Some
this.
guidance should be there, definitely.
Yeah. So the pointers, I just thought about the Google map. Some pointer for me to reach a particular location must be there. But there are so many technologies, agri-tech, drone tech, smart products. Now, can you imagine, sir, if I am passionate about smart products, I can go to the smart products mind map. And everything about the smart products, about homes, about factories,
Various sectors, yeah.
yeah, about mobility, about the healthcare, everything. Now, smart mobility, the entire 360-degree approach, how smart automobiles are created, the smart driving assistance, the automated emergency management. Let us say drones are required for charging the battery of EVs in the emergency conditions. So one example is given. We tell you to come with your subtopic 2 and 3. I can become creative once I'm directed. And you don't expect the new generation to just come fresh from their colleges and, or the schools and come up and say that this is the idea that I have. And the driver safety systems, the predictive maintenance, the augmented reality. So these are all ideas, which are extremely important for me to create. And then this is connected with the smart cities, how the future smart cities are being built. I can go on the World Innovation Network and check up. So what are the future smart cities? And you must have heard about Saudi Arabia's line, right? So how they're creating one smart city in the straight line. So we keep on updating this. And so if you click on this, you can see this was updated on July 28th, and they can see what exactly the line is.
For the city stretches 170 kilometers. It would do away with cars entirely and instead become.
So this gives them some amazing, it stimulates their mindsets. And that is the power of this entire package. Now, if I want to create new applications or new ideas with drones, which sector am I interested in? So if it is healthcare, I pick up this idea. So helping the large ships in supply of medicines in the inaccessible places. Suddenly you will get another idea and just expand by subtopic, say even this can be done. Or you might get a new idea, absolutely, let us say hospital to home, what that hospital to home idea could be. But I need directions. And every student, there can be no copy paste with this. No student will be able to do that because every student, the moment he does that, everybody will know that he has copied and pasted from somewhere else. The industrial applications. So what are the industrial applications that I want to create with my drone? Or I might just create, the drone which can detect the pipeline damages for the oil and gas. But why only pipeline damages? Suddenly I get an idea there are so many water pipes in India which are damaged. That is the power of the package. You will find that the water supply was affected because there was a pipeline burst. So detection, early correction, and the repair, the forestry of the monitoring the illegal quarrying. So many applications of the drones can be created, and this is connected to World Innovation Network. It gives you the latest applications of the drone technologies. So How is the medical drone delivery being done, and how are the new networks being created, which will be very much of great interest to Vedic, how the forest restoration drones are being there, Elroy Air, the next dimension of logistics of drone. You can simply go and see this and find out as to how this can be helpful to us. I'm not running the videos for the sake of time, but extremely important for you even to next link talks about the drone solution providers for every technology. The applications and the partners are given. So you saw Elroy Air over there. So if you want, straight away, you can go to the website of Elroy Air and see what Elroy Air is actually doing and how are they resolving the logistics issue, because innovation is not just about starting from scratch, but just about creating a technology and a market fit. I think that is the best form of innovation. So how these new technologies, how these emerging technologies can be can be brought in. We can partner with these solution providers, or we can learn from them. There can be a strategic association, so on and so forth. You want to create a new application in a disaster management. India is full of floods. How is it that detection, analysis, and response action can be built with the drones? You've seen the condition of India in Kerala yesterday, what has happened. All through this monsoon season, what has happened. All these things can be prevented. So the hazardous chemical spills, but even the hazardous stones, which are coming out, assessing the structural damages, delivery of the emergency supplies, the rescue operations, extinguishing the wild forest fires. So what do you want to not compare it? And you give this, you give this mind map to the student for a drone and tell them to come up with a new idea. See the contrast. You will not be able to generate any idea today without, once you get used to these guided mind maps. It is like, blindly starting your car and aiming for a destination. Somewhere or the other we land and, we aim in the dark. And then we say our startups have failed. I don't see any reason for a startup to fail if all the preventive measures were taken. So the power of the packages in guiding you at every step. How do I make a business model? Now, engineering students are very good when it comes to creating the innovations at times. But what they lack is actually,
Mr. Praveen, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Actually had a meeting at 12. I shifted it to 12:15.
Okay.
Can we, because I have some questions also for you as you're going along.
Sure. I mean, I just want to tell you that for everything, there are the guided principles, which are given over here. I'll just take a few more minutes, go to market and all. But fundraising is very important. And then connecting them with the complete ecosystem of the funders, as I said, the venture capital companies and not the traditional venture capitalist. So all the healthcare, FMCG, energy, all the venture capital companies are here. They're connected. The students can simply go and link over here. Automotive, there are so many companies, for example, go on their websites, submit your pitch decks and accelerate. If I want to submit my pitch deck to Toyota, I can simply, use this questionnaire and submit my pitch deck. And the whole World Innovation Network platform is here on your screen. Yeah, so full of, technologies, insights, all the learning management systems. How do you develop breakthrough designs? How do you make successful pitch decks? The interviews with the founder of Sequoia, all the guidance. There is nothing that, we have left. Self-assessment, how do you connect with the technology and technology solution providers, robotics and solution providers. I think this is very, very important to keep them updated. And all the technologies, everything, smart wearables, healthcare, agriculture, they can go, the number over says the number of items which are there. Yeah, so design challenges, all the challenges of the world, the 360 corporate venturing companies today, from just about 10 companies which existed. Now, healthcare, if any student has an idea, like Vedic is interested in healthcare, There's so many companies who are there to invest in the idea that Vedic will have in future. So we are connecting you directly with the corporate venturing capital companies. No intermediaries, no middlemen involved over there. Just your idea and the company and your negotiating capacity. Now, your idea today will find how many, so many people over there, let us say in the healthcare, the 37 companies with whom you can negotiate, and you can imagine your negotiating capacity. This is what is missing. The VCs are at their own, they think they completely exploit the students. So this is what we wanted to say, that when it comes to negotiating capacity of the students, it is practically nil. But today with this, the negotiating capacity, let us say the pharma companies and the number of accelerators which are there. So the one refuses, you go to 45 others because there are 46 over here for the support. And all of them scouting for new ideas. If you have an idea in the energy, if one company, let us say Equinor, refuses, you have ExxonMobil and you have Shell. The options for you to become successful, and that cannot happen today, unless you have the support of the big brother. You must have, because the domain expertise lies over there. So chemical, pharma, construction, telecom, everything. The Indian companies are not far behind. Aditya Birla, Tata Innovers, GMR Innovex, all these GeoNext, complete connections have been made to the whole ecosystem. Sorry, I took a little bit more time, Dr. Sainath, but I wanted to make sure that Vedic has come, so he understands it well. But yes, sir, please, if there are any questions from Vedic and you, I'll be very happy to address. So, fine, okay.
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
First, I have actually we have a plan for which I'm considering this product, sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
you said that totally you'll be in the package which you have quoted for, you're giving us 250 licenses.
No, sir. No, sir. I am happy to extend the license of 5 lakhs of rupees for the entire university. I'm not working for money, sir. So all your 10,000 students of ICFAI Hyderabad campus, I want to give the access in that 5 lakhs.
No, that's not what I actually, it's very good, sir, what you have said, but this is what I am looking at, sir.
Yeah, my official package was for 250 students.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in case you want to allow your other students to use it, I will not come in the way.
No, I will tell you what my plan is, sir.
Yes, yes.
Because this has been developing in the days since you sent me your quote.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted this meeting, because I wanted to see whether what you have explained is falling within what is being coming up in the last few days.
Right,
Number one, sir, my first question, we go question by question. You offered plenty of virtual tools. I have seen, a wide plethora of these things. What I wanted to know is, that incubators conventionally run pre-incubation programs and physical mentoring sessions for the startups.
Right.
It has its own benefits. What I wanted to know is, do you see this tool as a total replacement for that, or as a collaborating effort for that?
Collaborating efforts, sir. It is going to guide all the faculty, all the mentors. It will provide even the mentors with the direction as to what is to be done. Yeah. I think on a standalone basis, it is very effective, but the power of the effectiveness with the mentors is definitely 5-fold or 10-fold.
Okay. Second is a very important one, sir.
Yeah.
Now, what is happening is, like you very well know, the ICFAI group has around 11 universities and 9 business schools all over the country.
Right, sir.
And what is happening right now is setting up an incubator with its empaneled service providers, mentor network, and investors, and all that is not a very easy job, in the sense that we don't want to really replicate this in all the business schools and the 11 universities separately right now. So what we are doing this is ICFAI Group's Hyderabad University, which is where we are right now, is the flagship of the entire group. So we began and we have established an incubator over here, which is functioning right now.
Right.
The main thing here is, some of the business schools and the other universities, they are wanting to operate in a hub and spoke model. So the hub and spoke model is we become the hub, and they provide a space in their campuses for ideators to sit and work dedicatedly. They give them space, Wi-Fi, UPS, and everything. However, the mentoring, investor connect, and network connect, and all that training and all is taken care of by us on a
Right.
virtual platform.
Right,
So
sir.
what we are going to use here is a virtual incubator in a hub and spoke model.
Right. Right.
What I'm interested in knowing is basically how is this tool going to help us in that?
Sir, you will be having this tool at your central place in Hyderabad. Okay. And it will act as the hub and spoke model for the guidance, for providing the inputs for mentorship purposes. And your central Hyderabad unit will be the focal point for guiding the future students for creating the startups through this tool. And that is why I'm saying that this tool will not only be for your Hyderabad campus, but it is going to help you in your hub and spoke model to ICFAI as a group as well.
Okay. Now, this is where what you said that you were willing to offer it, to all the ICFAI group campuses.
Exactly, because
Correct.
I am not interested in unnecessarily charging, from each and every institution. I want ICFAI as a group to become very innovative. Sir, our main agenda is to make sure that the institutions that thrive on the basis of this.
So basically, whichever of the ICFAI institutions are virtually incubated with us, will get this.
Yes, absolutely.
So third thing I wanted was basically my plan is I want to set up what is called as an innovation library and skilling center.
Right.
So in which I'm going to have a few systems in which I'm going to give the license,
Yes.
and students, faculty, anyone can basically sit and log in and they can use this.
Yes.
They need not be somebody who is interested in creating a startup. It can just be a person, faculty member who wants to publish a paper,
Right.
or somebody who just wants to kick up their knowledge, about what's the contemporary stakes in question.
Right.
Do you think this will work, sir?
Absolutely. This is the whole purpose of this is basically your e-library. So, people, as I said, it's not only for the incubators, people who want to learn about innovation and entrepreneurship, and people who want to become future entrepreneurs. It is the best way to study about innovation and entrepreneurship, and also have a practical exposure. So this is a very important platform for people to get jobs in the future as well. So you can create an innovation e-library at ICFAI and invite the students to come and do their research or do their innovative products or whatever.
I want to call it the Innovation Upskilling E-Center, because it is
Yes.
not just about library, it
Yes.
also is giving them tools to play around with.
Correct. And this will be set up at ICFAI only, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
No, that is very clear, sir. Like if you have so kind-heartedly said that you're going to give the license to
Sir, I
the
have a lot of
entire-
respect for you, because Annie has told me so many good things about you. And I
Yeah.
said, I will make everything possible for Dr. Sainath to make sure that, sir, we are only looking for one thing.
Yeah.
This tool, how it can create a bigger impact on India. My mission is not to make money. I'm not here for that purpose. Let me tell you, I have a bigger social agenda.
Okay.
And that is why I'm being very, very open to you, that whatever way you want to use this tool for the purpose of creating an impact to generate more employment and to create more job creators, and to push our economy forward, I am your partner.
Yeah. And the next thing is, sir, you have been sending me some slides and messages about revenue creation.
That's a good
using this.
question. That's a good question. In fact, one of the points you have already touched, but the revenue part of the thing is, see, today, if you see this slide, ARIA basically, the framework talks about mindset development as one, which you are already taken care of, by setting up a library. But number two is teaching and learning. And number three is infrastructure and facilities. These three are the enablers, sir. Because only if you have these three, the innovation developed and startup established, etc., would happen, or commercialization will happen. The first three, you are creating a mindset development center for yourself. Number two, teaching and learning. If you see, ARIA says, section 2.1, you have to introduce full-fledged programs in innovation entrepreneurship. Now, this could be diploma, UG, PG, or PhD. So our tools, you don't have to, the biggest advantage is whenever you introduce a course, you need a faculty. But once we have trained your faculty, then you don't need any additional faculty.
Yeah.
So you can start the diploma, UG, PG, PhD. Number one, because that is the requirement of ARIA. Number two, section 2.2, it says you start short-term certificate courses, right? And section 2.3, it says that you please start MDP, EDP, and the FDP for the other zones. Because ARIA wants you to really develop entrepreneurial and innovation skills in a very big way. If you do this, then you not only get the ARIA scoring, but we have also created that infrastructure which is required. Now, what we said, ICFAI can introduce long-term programs as per ARIA, which is BBA, MBA, PhD, MBA programs, executive MBA also, and new venture creation, because all the tools that we have, it's there in your library. How do you monetize this, sir? So you can start, with a few programs, add more programs into your portfolio. And the second thing is, in the library that you are starting, these are the short-term programs which you can begin with. Creative ideation, industry problem solving, design innovations, and you are providing them with
combination of masterclass sessions from expert and practical work on this.
Correct, because you will be providing them with all our mind maps. For example, smart products, they will be getting that mind map. Technology applications, they will get that. So students will be very happy. They will be getting a practical tool, a project, and also a mentorship from the mentor whom we have already trained. So this will be a very good model. For example, startup validation itself is a very big knowledge for the faculties of many institutions. Business model, revenue model, how do you develop go-to-market? Because some of these startups will be in various stages. Some of them will come in the initial stages. Some of them will be coming in the middle stages. How do you create an impactful pitch deck? Raising fund from the corporate venturing companies could be a session. So I'm saying that, we want you to use our tool for the purpose of monetization.
Is there a revenue sharing with you, sir, in this?
Sir, with us, it all depends. If you are able to generate a good revenue, we leave it to the institute. If they want to pass on about 10% of the revenues that they have generated, we'll be very happy. But 90% of the revenues will be there with you.
What I'm asking is, suppose if we do use your tools, for various programs.
Yes.
Now, one of them is a pre-incubation program, which we will be running. So whoever is participating in that, through, in our session, we basically allow them access to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are allowed to do that, right? Because some of them will be, we are already planning it, that many of the incubators I've spoken to.
Yeah.
This pre-incubation program is something which is very vital.
Yes.
Because all the young entrepreneurs, especially from academic institutions, come into this category. So there's no validation and development of proof of concept. That part of it, none of the incubators focus. They directly want startups, which have been validated to come into incubation.
Correct.
So I have spoken to many incubators whom I know, and they said they'll be very happy if we as an academic institution can take this activity up.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely, you can use it. And as I said that in case you are able to generate good revenues, we are very happy with just about 10% of the total revenues.
No, but how do we put that in a format, which allows us to do that? Like, because I run several programs and several masterclass programs and short-term certification programs, which because this thing is there in my systems, I directly allow it to access. But how do I make sure that you get at least your 10%, from this?
I leave it to you. I leave it entirely to you.
Sometimes we are not very willful omission. Sometimes it may be a sheer accident.
Sir, I trust. Let me tell you one thing that, that is something which I've just mentioned to you. Yeah. But normally, let me tell you that is not something that we put into any kind of an agreement. if an institute is able to generate some good revenues, we can always,
No, there's a reason why I've asked you for that, sir. Is because number one, there may be what do you call a genuine omission. Number one. Number two is, let us say we earn some revenue, then there must be some kind of a written construct, which tells us that legally we can transfer this to you. 10% is not a huge amount, sir. I mean, ICFAI Society, I know them. If I tell them, that this is it, but how do we make that a legal construct?
we can always, in a
Because accounts cannot transfer, unless there is a legal
we
construct.
we can always make one memorandum of understanding, one paper document which says that we are allowing you to use our package for these long term and the short term programs, right? So whatever revenues you are able to generate in a year, 10% of that will be transferred to Innovation Next. That one, I can draft one agreement and send it to you, so that is not a problem.
No, you can actually put it in your offer document itself, is what I'm trying to tell you. You are given a code.
Yeah.
You're given a code.
Yeah.
So you can introduce these two. You said 250 licenses. Now you can say it's available for unlimited for any users as far as they are coming through the purchaser. That is us.
Yeah.
That's
That
one.
is
Second
fine.
thing you can also add somewhere is, revenue sharing should this be used for any commercial revenue purposes?
Sure.
10% of the revenue generated may be transferred to you. These two
Fine.
clauses, if you can add, it will be great, sir.
Fine.
That should be sufficient.
I will do that today itself. By the end of the day, you will get that.
Yeah.
So this is what we wanted you to do.
And my last question is this, sir. Like anything that is given free of cost, people generally do not value. So
Right.
when you say unlimited licenses are given, so I would like to have some kind of the incubator in ICFAI, that is Vaidik will most likely be running it. We need to have some control on who can use it and who cannot use it.
Yeah.
Like even though I have unlimited licenses with me, which will be very useful if I'm running a pan India program. Let us say I'm running a pre-incubation workshop that runs typically for 5 to 6 months. One of the tools which I will allow all the registries to have is I will give them one license to access this wherever they are. Like for example, I'll tell you the program how it is done, sir. One Saturday we have a in-person session by two master mentors on preparing their business model, validating the idea.
Yeah.
And we give them about 20 days to basically do the research on that and check that box.
Yeah.
Then the next Saturday, we are going to have another master session in physical thing, review the lean canvas, and also let them research what is currently being taught. So it goes step by step until it culminates to a pitch deck in which we identify which can be incubated and which has to be reconsidered. Now, what I'm saying is, let us say that I have my IFHE entities or ICFAI entities in the hub and spoke model. Whoever is incubated in our ICFAI institutions, I tell them free access is given, but I'm planning to charge for those who are non-IFHE entities. Now, what happens is for this 6 months duration, let us say about 50 people have registered in this workshop. These 50 people will have access to all the tools what you have presented just now because it is from us. We are conducting it, so we are giving the license. But how do I ensure that it is not being misused? Number one. Number two, at the end of the duration, or if I sense that so and so is misusing the license by sharing it with others, I can immediately remotely remove that person's access. How do I manage these?
Okay. The first thing,
why did you please listen to this carefully?
Yeah. Now, first thing, I just want to know that whatever these tools are there, you will be only using for the purpose of ICFAI institutions only, right? No other.
Correct.
No other third party.
That's what I'm saying, sir. This pre-incubation program is going to run for non-ICFAI people also.
Oh, so because what I meant was that, this will be applicable to all the ICFAI students. And what I meant by 10,000 was that, see, obviously, when you have an incubator, I cannot say that that student cannot come and that student cannot come. So what I meant was from those anywhere from those block of 10,000 students, they can come to the incubator and they can learn. I did not want to give it an individual license. This is what I'm saying.
No, I'll tell you what happens. Like, say, for example, we have IBS Kolkata.
Yeah.
They have just now, they have obtained the management's permission to be one of the spoke.
Yeah.
So during the 6 months program, they will be remotely entering the program. They will not come to this place.
Yeah, they are allowed. They are allowed.
Then how do they access this?
They will access this because of the see. I will be sharing with you a group ICFAI cloud platform.
Okay.
Right. I will not be giving you an individual license of the students.
Correct.
Right. Now, that is available to you as a cloud with whom you will share. You can first of all charge the money from the people and then share it rather than, so that you can control, because the people don't know as to what that particular code is. So that control you are having with you.
So admin control you will be providing.
We will be providing you a block cloud.
Okay.
Right. Now, from the block cloud, if you want to share that with a third person or any institution, you can charge the money and say that, this is what the product is. You first pay us this money and then we'll share it.
So it will be like this pre-incubation session. Suppose IBS Kolkata and our own ICFAI Hyderabad campus people, I will not charge anything. They will register.
Yeah.
We give them because, it is our responsibility to train them.
Right.
But this program is also being run for non-ICFAI people because that is what the incubators in my network have asked for.
Now, sir, that is something that I have actually not considered in this license, right? Because that is going to be a huge opportunity.
They will be charged. They will be charged.
Okay.
So we are taking for the entire pre-incubation workshop, a nominal fee is going to be collected from them. So there itself, if you want, I can give you the 10%.
Yeah,
that's not a problem.
For the non-ICFAI, you are saying, right?
Yeah. I will charge them and I will give the 10% to you.
So what will be the charges that you are going to be charging them?
We haven't decided. So it will be a very, very nominal charge between 500 to 1,000 because these are all startups. We don't want to really make money out of them, but we want them to pay because we need to make them feel responsible.
Actually, that kind of an understanding we do enter, but for the outsiders, our percentages are a little higher because they are the outsiders, because it's a loss of opportunity for us.
Yeah.
Right. So we can work out, sir. We can work out a win-win.
Or there's one more thing, Mr. Praveen, is this exclusive, this thing I will give only to our pre-incubatees and our incubatees. Outside people, they will just get restricted to attending the master class and get the mentoring done by the people. That's
correct. Correct. You don't.
I will ensure that I will not allow them access to this.
Correct.
So once they become incubated, they're going to be incubated in our incubator or our spoke incubator in IBS Kolkata, IBS Gurugram, IBS meeting. Then I will give them access to this.
Absolutely. So that is no problem. As we
Fair
discussed,
enough,
when you are able to
make a note. For the pre-incubation workshop, only our ICFAI group people only will get access to this.
Correct.
If this comes in by that time,
and I can help ICFAI to generate the new revenues by creating these kind of programs, and that 10% sharing, etc. We can.
That will be nicer because as an incubator, we are supposed to do that.
And always, be the part of your growth journey. Is there any other role that you want me to play as a mentor, as a trainer, whatever? We can always have separate agreements to that. But I think first things first. First is about giving you the package and doing a training program.
So I'm making it very clear, Mr. Praveen. Thank you for extending this license to all the ICFAI group universities and schools. I will assure you of one thing, that only those who are belonging to our institutions will get access to this.
Correct, sir.
Outsiders, in case I'm planning to run a specialized program,
we can do on a joint
done in collaboration with you, so that you get the 10%.
Correct. So we can do jointly, not a problem.
Yeah.
So let me send you with the all the details, and by the end of the day today. And when do you think
we have discussed just now also, sir, try to put it into that this thing.
Yeah. So
just limited.
Okay. And what I'm saying is that when do you think we can close this? Can we?
I really do not have an idea, sir. I'm going to send this to this week or before the next Wednesday. I'm going to send it to our board for the signatures.
Okay.
My fellow board member directors are there, the board of management of the incubator. I will get the signatures and I'll pass it on to headquarters. The ICFAI Society will take the call. Okay. That will happen within 1 week.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Once it reaches the ICFAI Society, I do not know how long it will take. So though I will push them, but right now they are more busy with the NAC and other things, visit coming up and all that. I'm also trying to pitch this as one of the key, game changers when the NAC team comes. So that angle, if I push, it might get cleared fast.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for your support.
From my table and from my office, all the boards of directors' signature, everything, it will go within 1 week.
Okay, so let us hope that
Just
they
send me
also.
the updated this thing, sir.
I will send it to you. And Vedic, you have
Three
any?
things, I'm sorry. Three things you have to include, sir. Number one is the 10% share. Number two is the unlimited license for all of ICFAI. So you can just put for all of IFHE's incubators partners. You can put it that way, sir.
Okay,
So that
okay,
means that will be hub and spoke model, this thing.
okay,
And third thing is what we just said, that, in case any commercial revenue sharing programs, revenue generating programs are being planned using this, we will be happy to help at 10% of the revenue being generated from such programs. Just
okay,
add that words.
okay.
That should be
And
enough.
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll just send you
Thank
by
you
the
very
end of
much,
the
sir. I've
day.
taken
Thank
lots
you.
of your time.
No,
Thank you very
wonderful
much.
always talking to you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks, Vedic. Vedic, any question you have? Anything else?
No, sir. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sainath. Wishing you once again
Thank
a
you,
very,
sir.
very good
I'll
health.
try my
And
best to move this as fast as possible.
thank you, sir. All the best. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.